Facebook. Be right back with you. Should work this time. Last time I tried to broadcast, got stuck for some reason. And now I'm going live on Facebook. Should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody. Welcome to our weekly lesson and market update. I'm Sami Abasad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great weekend. It's pretty cold and wet here in the Bay Area, but I hope you're staying healthy and safe. We're going to go ahead and get started by taking a look at the market, and we'll go ahead and take a look at some swing ideas, amazing swing ideas for next week. But first, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss today is for educational purposes only. So make sure you agree to that before proceeding with the video. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the market, and then we'll take a look at, again, at some pretty great ideas for next week. Market is an easy call because we had a 3-day base. This is the chart, the daily chart of the QQQ, which is the tracking ETF for the Nasdaq 100. If we break under this, I mean, it's just a clear line in the sand. You look at the hourly chart also, it's pretty clear. So if we break under the base, the bias should be bearish. We have a daily sell setup, and if we break under the base, I would expect a retest of the prior lows. Okay, that's it. Pretty simple. One little thing that I would like to say about the market is, and it doesn't matter whether you look at the Qs, the SPY, they're both the same. They look almost identical. Is the IWM is showing a little bit of relative weakness, and the diamonds is the same as the SPY. But one thing I want to say about the market is this is not a tight base. Oftentimes, big moves come from tight bases. So this is not a tight base. So it's the only issue that I have with it, because sometimes, you know, if it's not a tight base, it doesn't produce follow through. If you have something, if you have a balloon that's inflated so much that any kind of a break or in the membrane in the balloon, it explodes. The same in stocks and the market. When it's a really tight base, then it can easily, if we get a break, we should easily get follow through. When it's a little sloppy, like the base we currently have in the market, it's a little more tricky because sometimes we break it under it and it doesn't produce follow through. But we don't know for sure whether it's going to produce follow through or not. What I do know for sure is if we break under this base on the daily chart, on the Qs it would be 180. I'll give you the exact number. How about that? 180.86 on the Qs. On the SPY, look at this. I didn't even need to redraw the line. On the SPY, it would be 243.90. If we break under, I have no choice but to be all out bearish, because we have a monthly that's in a downtrend, a weekly that's in a downtrend, and now the daily, which is already in a downtrend, will have triggered a sell setup pattern. A sell setup pattern is when you have a downtrend and then the stock or the market retraces back, it gives you a counter rally back to the declining 20. So we have a downtrend, a counter rally back to the declining 20, and now a base breakdown. So it's a base breakdown inside of a sell setup. Pretty great, with one little thing, which is what I already talked about, the fact that the base is not very tight, the fact that the base is a bit sloppy. All right, with that said, so again, if we break down, I will have absolutely no choice but to be all out bearish. Okay, the only thing that looks different, of course, is oil had a pretty big move up last couple of days. On Thursday, USO, the USO oil was my best trade that day, and I suspect it was also the best trade for a lot of room members because I called it live while I was on the mic. So this was actually a really nice trade on Thursday. Friday I didn't trade it, but on Thursday I did. Gold reclaimed the 20. Gold is so sloppy you can't even analyze it objectively, but it's just bullish. It's not bearish. All right. With that said, I want to show you some amazing swing ideas for next week. We'll start with the bullish list and then we'll go over the bearish list. The bullish, I separated it between oil and non-oil. So the first four here are obviously not oil related, and I like the first one would be the CCL. This is tough. I know what some of you are thinking. This is gonna go bankrupt or whatever. But we have a double bottom and a couple of really nice doji bars. So if we break above the doji bars highs, I think this could be a swing long for a few days. I'm not saying CCL, Carnival, whatever, Corp is a long-term play, but I'm saying could it go back up to here? Sure. Will that be a big move? Oh yeah, that would be like 100% gain almost. Maybe not quite, maybe 75%, but it would be a huge move. So I like the CCL over 874. Okay, long. Next on the list is the NTRS. NTRS is showing a lot of relative strength to the market. The market is below the moving averages, below the 20. This is above. And it also has a breakout here. So long stop. Okay, and target would be here, and maybe target $295 on the NTRS. RNG, that's ring. Looks really bullish. Only issue is it's got three green bars in a row. I like to be in the stock on the first green bar. It does have an hourly, nice curling 20 MA on the hourly chart. It does have an hourly breakout, long stop, and target. So not bad on the RNG. Guild is very, very bullish. I've talked about the Guild so many times already. It's extremely sloppy, so you can't use tight stops on it. I've made that mistake before. Use tight stops, and I got shaken out. So I like the Guild as a long-term play, not so much as a swing, and with really large stops on Guild. Oil stocks, CRC would be only a swing. Notice the hourly chart. Pretty nice hourly chart. Like it long, with the target being about $2 probably on CRC. ENBL, I like the double bottom right here, the retest of that low. It held, and now we're gonna have a breakout. Excuse me. The breakout would be right here. Over the base, stop would be right here. And target would be around maybe $4, and target 2 would be $5. So that's what I'm looking at for the ENBL. KOS is also same picture, but slightly better. Nicer transition on the hourly. So over the base, stop under it. And target, I would say target 1 right here. Target 2 would be the gap fill, or $2 on the KOS. And TEL already triggered. I put it out as an idea to strategic swing trader newsletter members on this day as a long. Already went up 20%, and then Friday, I think, a couple of days ago, it went up another like 15-20%. But I still like it higher to $2, so that I think it has another 80 cents or so. So I've given you 4 pretty solid ideas, in my opinion. Oil, if you're in the strategic swing trader, if you're a subscriber, feel free to log on to your account, and you'll see which ones I will be playing myself. I'm not going to play every one of these. I'm not going to play all 4 of the oil stocks. I'm not going to play all 4 of these non-oil stocks. But if you log on to your account now, you'll see which ones I picked for my own account. And if you'd rather just wait for the newsletter, it'll hit your inbox tomorrow by about 8 a.m. East Coast time. Short ideas. Now with the market potentially breaking, hopefully, I think, breaking under the 3-day consolidation that we got on the daily chart that I showed you, right? This one. And retesting the prior lows, there's a lot of good ideas, swing short, to take with the market. You'd be playing the market, but better setups than the market itself. So we'll start off, this list is sorted alphabetically. The same here. I already know which ones I'm going to play. So if you're a subscriber, feel free to log on. You'll see which ones I picked for my own account. AEO is a 1, 2, 3, 4 breakdown. So it's short under 663, stop over 728 on the AEO. Not my favorite, but it's okay as a breakdown. Next is AIMT, is a beautiful sell setup. It's like the market, but even better than the market because the base is tighter. So short under the base, stop above it. Okay, target the prior low. Always on a sell setup, the target is the prior low. AROC is a breakdown. Like it a lot. This reminds, so right here, stop right here. and then target right here. This reminds me of the CNK, which was a call last week that gapped just below the entry. So this is very similar in terms of the base, the breakdown, and then a 1, 2, 3. And this looks lower still, by the way. So this reminds me of the CNK, which worked out really well, but just gapped just below the entry. CCEP is a sell setup and then a base breakdown. They're all going to look very similar. CCP is showing a little bit of relative strength, but what's good about it is the rounding top. If the top is rounding, it's better than a V top. It has more supply in it. So rounding tops are more bearish than V tops. CZR is going to be a breakdown, so short under the base, stop above it, like it. It's right off the decline 20. I don't think that something like the CZR that tripled, probably went from $3 to $8, almost tripled. I don't think this is going to go all the way back down, but could it go down to here, to $4? Sure. And if it does, it'll be a really nice winner. GD is similar to the market, tighter base, short under the base, stop above it, and then target. I'd aim for 110 or so, somewhere here. And then I'd also try to manage it based on what the market is doing. Usually after 2 red bars in a row, I start going bar by bar. So if I were to get 2 red bars right here, 1 and 2, then I go bar by bar. And if it gets close to the target, then I'll go even tighter. Okay, so that's the GD. Next is HWC, just a short under the base, stop above it. They're very similar, all of them. Short under the base on the LDUS, stop above it. MGA, this is slightly better. Target, I would say, the higher low right here on the MGA. PayX, sell setup, beautiful. So a lot of nice looking sell setups, beautiful sell setups. This is nice, RPAI. A lot of candles, a lot of bottoming tails. If the bottoming tails fail, if we break under the bottoming tails, guess what? We're probably going to produce follow through. And then a couple more. Actually, the last 2 here are kind of my favorite, or 2 of the top 5 that I have on the list. TRIL, short, sell setup. Stop right here and target right here. Very clean. 2-to-1 reward to risk. And WW, Weight Watchers, looks like it's about to shed some weight. Short, stop, and then target, the prior low. So I've shared with you some amazing ideas, I think, in my opinion. It's just going to depend on what the market does. That is the US stock market, but also the oil market. We'll see what happens with USO tomorrow, if some of these oil stocks trigger or not. But I've shared with you some amazing ideas. I hope you can put them to use and benefit from them. Again, these are my ideas, not a recommendation to buy or sell. I will be taking a bunch of them personally tomorrow. I wish you all the best. If you find benefit in today's video, be sure to hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. And feel free to check the links in the description. If you want to trade with me for the next 30 days, you can try out my services for just $49. That's almost free. Almost, okay? For the next 30 days. We're going to have earnings season starting in about 10 days. I think on April 14th is when JPM reports. So that's actually in 9 days, technically speaking. So in about 2 weeks, we'll have also earnings season. But the truth is, I don't even need earnings season right now because the volatility is amazing. So when the volatility is great, you don't even need earnings season. But earnings season will be wonderful because I'll be able to also play the earnings plays overnight. So again, if you want to participate in any of this stuff, you want to just check it out, feel free to contact customer service, info@t3live.com, and give them a call, talk to them, or just go ahead and try out the service for $49. Link in the description. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.